Today, we're going to tackle a really fundamental question about money. And trust me, it goes right to the heart of how we think about wealth and value in our society. Once you get this, it kind of changes how you look at everything, from your own paycheck to the global economy.
Okay, so let's just dive right in with a little thought experiment. Picture a merchant. We're not going to look at his bank account, just the actual stuff he owns. We take a snapshot of his inventory in the morning, and then another one at the end of the day. The question is pretty simple. Is he any wealthier? Did he actually create any value?
All right, now look at this table. It's a total jumble, right? You can see he's got less rope, way fewer apples, a couple fewer cows, but hey, he's up on rum and he's got a whole extra motorcycle. So looking at this mix of apples and oranges or, rum and screws, how in the world can we tell if his total collection of stuff is more valuable to society at the end of the day? You can't just eyeball it. It's impossible.
To figure this out, we need some kind of common measuring stick. Economists have a fancy word for this. They call it a numerario, but it's just a unit of account. So let's just pick one of the things the merchant deals in. Say, screws. Why not? We'll use the value of screws to price everything else he owns and then just add it all up.
But this is where things get really weird. If we measure everything in screws, his wealth looks like it almost doubled. It went from being worth about 575,000 screws to a full million. He looks richer. But hold on. What if we pick a different measuring stick? What if we use cars instead? Well, suddenly the whole story flips on its head. His inventory, which was worth 2.3 cars, is now only worth 2 cars. Now he looks poorer.
So what is it? Is he richer or is he poorer? How can he possibly be both at the exact same time? This isn't a trick question. It actually points to a massive, fundamental problem in how we measure value. And the answer isn't in the goods, it's in the ruler we're using.
And that's the whole point. The problem was never our math, it was our measuring stick. Trying to measure value using something like screws or cars, it's like trying to measure a room with a ruler made of elastic. One that stretches and shrinks. You're going to get a different number every single time, and none of them will actually be right.
A bad unit of account, like a screw, has a couple of fatal flaws. First, its own value isn't stable over time. If someone invents a machine that makes screws super cheap, their value just craters. That million-screw fortune could suddenly be worth less than half of what it was. And second, its value isn't consistent across space. The price of a screw is different for different people in different towns. There's just no single agreed-upon standard.
This exact type of confusion has a name. It's called monetary illusion. And it's the trap we fall into when we see a bigger number, like a million screws, and we automatically think it means more value. We're mistaking the number itself, the nominal amount, for its real-world purchasing power. That bad measuring stick is just creating a ton of noise that drowns out the actual signal of whether value was created or not.
Let me show you how this plays out in a way we've all felt. Let's say you get a 5% raise at your job. Awesome, right? You feel richer. But what if inflation, the rate prices are going up, is at 8%? Well, the cost of everything you buy just went up faster than your paycheck did. The number on your payslip is bigger, but your actual purchasing power, what you can really buy with it, has gone down. You are nominally richer, but in reality, you're poorer. That is monetary illusion, plain and simple. And this, right here, just brilliantly illustrates the difference we're talking about. A bad unit of account, like our screw, has a value that's just bouncing all over the place. It creates nothing but confusion. A good unit of account, what good money is supposed to be, is the total opposite. Its value is stable over time, and it's consistent for everybody across the whole market. It doesn't create noise, it creates clarity. It allows us to actually calculate things accurately.
To put it simply, when your measuring stick is actually reliable, the illusion just disappears. A change in a price tag, then, reflects a real change in that item's value to society, not just a random fluctuation in the money itself. And the benefits of that are absolutely profound. With stable money, if the price of something goes up, it's because society genuinely wants it more, not just because our currency got a little weaker. This lets entrepreneurs and businesses know for sure if they're really creating wealth for other people. Honestly, it's the foundation for all complex economic planning and cooperation.
And this all leads us to the most powerful idea of all. In an economy that has a stable, reliable measuring stick, the pursuit of profit lines up perfectly with creating social good. When a company makes more money, we can be confident it's because they made something more valuable for everyone else, not because they just got lucky with some weird currency fluctuation.
So I guess this leaves us with one final thought to take away. We all measure our own wealth, our own success in a currency. Dollars, euros, whatever it is. But based on everything we've just talked about, it's really worth asking yourself, just how stable is that ruler you're using? When you look at your savings or your salary, are you seeing a true picture of your value, or are you just seeing the blurry effects of a constantly changing measuring stick?